What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you as ever for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. On the screen, you'll see all of my socials. If you give those a follow for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Before we get into it, I think it's really important to acknowledge we've finally done it. We're over the 4K subscribers now. So it is now heading along onto 5K. If we can get there, that's the next goal, hopefully by the end of the season. That would be absolutely awesome if that was to happen. But genuinely, thank you to everybody that supports my channel and watches videos and all of that kind of stuff. You know, I said it in a post a couple of days ago. I'm just a middle-aged guy that, you know, really loves his team and wants to have a chat about it with people. And people seem to like it. It's afforded me some really, really good opportunities. I've met some lovely people so far. You know, I've been to award ceremonies. You know, I've met people that I've talked to online at games, been involved in a charity football match. It's just fantastic. It's really, really good, and it's, for me on a personal level, this is a really important thing for me. I really enjoy it. It's my kind of escapism. It's something that I genuinely really enjoy being involved with. So just from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your continued support. Today's video, a little bit of a different one. This is well, firstly, I hope everybody's calmed down after the last 7 days of football. I want to, first and foremost, give the players praise for what they've managed to achieve in the last 4 days. Nobody could have expected us to have gotten the points that we'd gotten from those 3 games, from City, from Chelsea, and from Liverpool. So on that basis, they need absolute credit being given to them. The fight, the desire, everything that we've seen so far has been absolutely phenomenal. And it's really kind of, I'm still tentative about it all, but it's eased my pressure a little bit, which is on my anxiety, should I say, in terms of how I feel about everything. So on that basis, I'm in a good place at this moment in time, but we all know a week is, I just said it then, didn't I? A week is 24 hours is a long time in football. Look at the Salah incident with Liverpool. So, yeah, they deserve credit. And I also think Farke deserves credit as well, because whether it was forced upon him, whether it was a Hail Mary manoeuvre, he's changed the system. And what it's done is it's shown a level of flexibility within his coaching, and we've borne fruit from it. We've now got a system that really benefits the players, that's adaptable mid-game, that can be changed around mid-game, which for me is a really, really important thing. Because for too long, other teams knew how to set up against us. They knew we were going to be 4-3-3, and they knew that we were going to make subs at 70 minutes. They knew that, basically. They knew how it was going to work. They knew how it was going to go. And we became extremely predictable. And, you know, if not for an injury to Dan James, potentially, at City, then it could look extremely different to how it looks now overall. I mean, you know, from a game point of view, we were 2-0 down at City. We brought it back to 2-2. We end up losing 3-2. That was more down to naivety than anything else. And then we play probably the best that we've played with the least amount of possession that we've ever had in a football match against Chelsea, and we win the game 3-1. Against Liverpool, the character that we showed to come back from being X amount of goals down like we were is it's a testament to the team. And what it just proves is having those options and having that flexibility available to us makes us a bit more of an unknown quantity. Because in that game against Liverpool, we went 3-5-2, but a deeper 3-5-2 rather than the attacking without Tanaka being on there. Then we went to like a 4-2-3-1. Then we went to 4-3-3. Then we went to 4-5-1. And I said that I was annoyed that Farke was having a go at, because we didn't get back into a 3-man midfield. It wasn't a 3-man defence against Liverpool to concede the third. It wasn't. He was absolutely furious because we were supposed to get set into a 5-man midfield and move into the mid-low block, and we didn't do it. That's what he got annoyed about. He said it in the press conference afterwards. So it's it's just pleasing to see that we're mixing stuff up, making substitutions earlier, making proactive substitutions, all of that type of stuff. Just these little tweaks that we've made over the last 7 days has potentially turned, the season round from where it looked like it was heading to go. I mean, after the Liverpool game, we now sit overall 16th in the table. I thought we were 17th again then for some reason. For 16th in the table on goal difference. Forest are below us, having a little bit of a wobble again. It means that we've now pulled Fulham a little bit closer. It means that Brentford are a little bit closer, and we've got Brentford up next again in London. So not happy hunting ground from us, but that's at 4:30. If we can win against Brentford, who are on again a little bit of a wobble. They've lost the last 2 in a row. That then puts us, within a point of Brentford. There's just that looking up availability that we can do now. We've got a 2-point gap now on West Ham. We've got a 5-point gap on Burnley, and we now have a 13-point gap on Wolves, who are, they're as good as pretty much down, really, aren't they? I would say it's probably a safe bet, but I'm so happy that for whatever reason, things that have happened. So the changing of the overall system that we play and the adaptability that we've got, it just seems to have cottoned on a little bit. The worry that we've got now is that this might not be potentially maintained, or it might be that this system then gets changed again to go back into a 4-3-3. For me, our starting system needs to always be a 3-5-2, pretty much. But then within a game itself, I mean, he did a Regis Lebris in the game against Liverpool because he switched the system so many times. But all the guys were comfortable doing it. That's the thing. A lot of it is down to trust and belief, and I think Calvert-Lewin said it in an interview that he gave. They all had a bit of a chat, I think a team bonding chat or whatever, and Calvert-Lewin turned around and said that this could be a really pivotal week in our season. And it's about standing up and counting or being counted and, making your mark. And all of the players have done that. Brendan Aronson, I want to give a shout out to Brendan Aronson because when he came on against Liverpool, he really had a hand in changing that game. And this has always been my point about Brendan Aronson, about not starting him. It's not that he's not good enough, but for what he does, his timing is pretty much from the 60th minute as a substitute, and it was proved when he came on. That kind of ratting around, that being busy, that being up in people's faces just makes such a big difference. And, I wax lyrical about it a lot, but that absolutely stunning 1-2 that he has with Nonto, lovely reverse slide ball into Stack, and then we get the equaliser. Nonto coming on and getting the penalty, all of that. Tanaka coming on and getting the third goal. It's making substitutions that make a difference in a game, and all of the substitutions did that last night. Not last night, but against Liverpool, and it was really pleasing to see. And it's not, we don't all sit here and go, I told you so. This, we're always correct. We're always right. We're not. But sometimes because we're a little bit removed from the bubble and you want to try and look at it analytically, you can maybe see little things that might work. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we never know if they will do or if they won't. But myself, Jer from Review, Jerry McNamee, a couple of other of us in the YouTube sphere as well, had all said the same thing, that he needs to switch this to a 3-5-2. We've got Rodon that's used to playing in a 3-5-2. We've got Bogle that's used to playing in a 3-5-2. You've got Stroik, who benefits from pretty much being in a back three. Our 2 wing backs, Bogle and Goodmanson, are absolutely brilliant, and it suits their game as well. It means you can still have that 3-man midfield, but then it just means that you can swap it around when needed. You can move it to you can pull it back to a 4-3-3. You can pull it back to a 4-4-2 4-4-2. You could obviously there's an infinite number of changes that you can make, but there's the players that are in that squad. They're adaptable that you can change it around into to get it to work. But it also means that it allows us to bring other players in as well and make use of other players. So you're seeing Bornau getting more game time. You're seeing Pirro getting more game time now. You're seeing, Nemetra and Calvert-Lewin, both of whom are on 4 goals now for the season, that's really, really important. Do you know what I mean? You've got Calvert-Lewin now has got 3 goals in his last 3 games. That's consistent. He's not done that since he scored 16 goals in a season. It seems to have just freed players up a little bit, and the confidence is really high. And I mean, Ellen Road's been absolutely rocking, and you can never underestimate what that ground can do for people as a whole. It's just great to see, and just that real, because we were all saying it, and it's a line that Jer made quite a lot, and it's 3 things that you do if it's not working. You either change the personnel, you either change the system, or you change the manager. And that's where we were at that moment in time. I was probably close and ready to changing the manager, because I didn't see him being adaptable in any way, shape or form. And then, second half at Man City, Chelsea and Liverpool, he's been the most adaptable I think we've ever seen him, and we've all borne fruit from it. So the path of least resistance for that is for this to continue, and to continue down this path, not being so obvious as to what you're going to do. We can't be a Man City every week and just pass a team to absolute death and cut you to ribbons. We have to have that little bit of unpredictability. We have to have the forward press all the time, constantly. It's going to be hellish, but that's what we need to do. But my whole point of this particular video is it's amazing what a couple of games can do, and what a couple of games can do for the table, and how it can make you feel. So, like I said, bring on the next 2 games. It's weird at the moment. It's just bizarre how things have absolutely changed. I mean, you look at Bournemouth. Bournemouth were absolutely flying, and they've absolutely plummeted down the table. It's brutal, this Premier League. You have to take your lumps, but you also have to celebrate the wins at the same time as well. And but for that goal against, goal against us that Foden scored against Man City, we could be sat here talking about 5 from 9 out of the 3 probably toughest game run that anybody's going to have in the Premier League this season. And not a bad start to December overall. And like I said, this is probably more just me being confident more than anything else, but I do feel a lot better about the situation. We've just got to maintain it, and we've just got to keep doing the same things that we've been doing. Supplement that in January with some decent players to help with the rotational side of things, to make sure that everybody's playing their part. And I think we could be okay. And the nice thing as well is, I know I mentioned about Nemetra and Calvert-Lewin getting goals, but you've also got other players in the team that are scoring goals as well. You've got Rodon with 2. You've got Stack with 2 goals now. You've got Okafor with 2 goals as well. So there's people, Longstaff with the goals. So the goals are coming round the team. Beale's getting a goal in there as well. We're very, very good at this moment in time from set pieces as well, all of a sudden, because we have a plan in place, because we have that little bit of level of adaptability. It's not always the same. Things are getting changed up, and it's really good to see. And I just want it to continue the way that it is. And hopefully, we can maintain our Premier League status. We all know one swallow doesn't make a summer, and how fast things can change. But rather than looking down, we need to be looking up and trying to chalk off the next few games and see if we can keep increasing our position more than what we are doing at this current moment in time, and just keep trying to climb as high as we can up the table. And we've got to be confident about it. We know now, having played Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, that we can compete with anybody. We can absolutely compete. And I hope that's the biggest lesson that those guys, that the team of players take away from this, is that they can compete at the highest level, and they deserve to be here. There's no other word for it. They deserve to be here, and they've earned the right to be here. They just need to keep acting like it. that's going to do it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to click the like button. If you're new, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Comments and stuff, please feel free. Put them in the comment section down below. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Cheers.